be the most delicious food in central, east and western parts of Uganda, matoke is grown as a staple food around the country. From the plantain class of food, matoke is best prepared by steaming in banana leaves. To achieve its nutritional values, it is best served with a protein sauce such as fish and vegetables with a glass of fruit juice or water. Coming up on Seeds of Gold.
I don't believe that you should always be at your farm. What I believe is that have the right people on your farm. Have the right management structure on your farm. If you have the right people, train them into doing exactly what you want.
Uganda is among the top 10 banana producing countries, down from being in the top 5 in the early 2000s. More than 75% of all farmers grow bananas, the country's staple food. A health professional and businessman, Richard Semakula's story of matoke farming was inspired by the profit he could make from the market if he left his comfortable office for the farm. With the matoke plantation sitting on 60 acres, Semakula harvests about 200 bunches, which he supplies to the local market every week on a good season.
He got inspired to go into farming and in particular to do matoke. One day, my wife sends me to buy food for home. I went to a market and I found a lady selling matoke, and the price of matoke was quite expensive, quite high. I found that a bunch in Kota was going at 35,000. I asked the lady, why 35? I was willing to pay 20. And she told me that's the price. You take it or leave it. So I said, well, that sounds abnormal. And the thing is, back home where I grew up, we used to have matoke. My mother, my grandparents, we had a lot of matoke. And looking back those days, a bunch of matoke to cost 35,000, I felt like this was something for me to do. Because I imagined, how about if I sold 100 bunches of matoke, I would be able to get about 3.5 million. So there and then I knew that there was something interesting. Knowing how to grow matoke from observing my grandparents, I knew that I had something to do. So I was inspired by the price in the market, and I was inspired by the returns I could get, the potential returns I could get if I went into this business.
After clearing land for matoke, it's advisable to first plant simpler crops such as legumes as a way of preparing the soils. The soils will gain nitrogen and other nutrients important for banana growth. It could also help to finance the rest of the project.
When I started putting in the holes for matoke, I was advised that, well, instead of doing this first time, go for easy things first. So we planted beans. We planted beans and we planted maize. In about 3 months, we were able to harvest the beans. In 4 months, we harvested the maize. I was so lucky that I got a good harvest, and that sort of paid back the cost I was using to clear the bush. And the next season, we did the same. We planted maize and beans. Incidentally, I got more money, and I was able to finance the operations of getting the bush clearing and digging the holes.
If your target is to start a commercial banana farm, it is important to consider the size of land available. The bigger the land, the more suckers planted and the more profit.
We planted this side of the farm about 10 acres. That was the first year in 2014. We did about 10 acres. And I did not have the banana suckers, but instead I went and bought them. There's a gentleman selling them on Mitiana Road in Ibloba. So at that time, each sucker, I was buying it at 2,000 shillings. I bought about each acre takes, you use about 350 suckers. So I bought 3,500 suckers. That was an investment of about 7 million shillings for the start. And that's what I brought here, and we are able to plant the first 10 acres. Immediately we finished that, the bush clearing went on and on and on. By the end of the second year, we had planted up to 40 acres. And until, as we speak now, we have expanded up to 60 acres of planted, grown matoke. Unless somebody wants to go commercial, most people want to do domestic farming or small-scale farming for domestic use. But for a large-scale farming like this, you need to be prepared mentally. But that's not the big deal. The big deal is about having the will. It is all about having the will. When I started here, I did not have a lot of money. I didn't even know what I was going into. But I was inspired by the price in the market. So unless you have that inspiration and you have the will, you might not be well positioned to do this. But the thing is, you need land, you need the capital, you need workers. Very important that you need workers. The good thing in this country, workers are available. You can actually create jobs for many people who are willing to do this kind of work in farming. I always tell people that the easiest way to go into farming of banana is, as long as you have the land, you dig one hole at a time, one hole at a time. Each banana hole costs about 500 shillings. That's what I pay here. Now, if you don't have money to buy the suckers from where I bought them, you can buy the suckers locally. That's very easy. So that's how I would encourage somebody. As long as you've started with 1 acre, you are in position to roll on and on and on and on.
But of course, you can only get a good profit from a good harvest, and to achieve this, you need good care and management for every individual plant on the farm, no matter the size. In care and maintenance, a banana plant needs the following: organic manure such as animal waste, crushed charcoal and coffee husks, mulching with dry grass or leaves, pruning off excess leaves from each plant and wasted dry stems to avoid harboring any pests, and of course, spacing between the plants, which should be 5 by 10 feet. This will allow in enough light much needed by the plants. With a good management system, Samakula employs a full-time farm manager to ensure these challenges are well managed.
Naye bwe tuba tugenda okutira ekitooke, tusooka ne tutunuulira ekikolo ky'ekitooke n'endwa eziriko. Otunuulira ekikolo kino n'otunuulira na kiri okusobola okudirectinga ekitooke, okusobola okuba nga tebikwatagana. Kuba kati eno endwa ebanga eringa wano, ng'ate endala nayo ejja eringa wano, kyova olaba nti kati eno twagireka wano bwe tuti, kano ne tukasalako kano. Olw'okuba nti kano kaali kazaala nga katunula kadde eno, kati kali bw'olekawo bonna nga bitambulira wamu, waggulu tufunawo ekizikiza. Kati ekizikiza bwe kiba nga wojje kiri waggulu, tetufuna nkota nnene. Kati wano kino ekyana tugenda kijjawo kino. Ku lw'okuba nti twalekawo kino twakisalako nga kiri kye kigenda okutambula nga kidde eno. Kati kitegeeza wano bwe tuba tuttira na kino tugenda kittira, olw'okuba wano space eriwo wano emala okusobola okuba nga kino ekitooke kigenda kuvaawo, kino kiddewo. Okuttira kwe kuggyako ebyana by'ebitooke ebingi ku kikolo, n'olekawo ekikolo bw'oba ne space nga munene, osobola okulekako ekitooke side emu ekyana ne side emu ekyana. Bw'oba nga okola bizinesi n'ekyana ky'oba oleseeko side emu tokikiriza kuddamu kuzaala, oba oyagalako ttooke lyokka. Bwe livaawo ng'oleka okitambuza side emu. Okitambuza otya nti olekawo ekikulu n'ekikiddirira n'ekyana ekito, okusobola okukuuma omutindo gw'emmere nga gubeera mu lusuku. Kati ebiseera ebisinga waliwo abatema ebikolokolo ne babireka bwe bati kungulu bwe bati, n'atema ettooke ekikolo n'akireka bw'ati. Naye obuzibu obuba buliwo nti kino kiyinza okuvunda, bwe kivunda emirandira ne gidda kungulu. kati omusana we gwaka okuba ekitooke ne kiba nga tekirya bulungi n'akawuka kenyini kaba kayingira ku kikolo. So oba okijjawo kino kijirawo ddala n'okitemera eno wabbali n'okitematema bulungi nnyo. Kuba okutematema kiyambako n'omuddo wansi nawo banga abikka. Kati otumala kino ekikolo tukijjawo kino kyonna ekikolo wansi olw'okuba nti kino kiba kisigaddewo nga kirina ekyana emirandira gisobole okuba nga gitambula sayidi yonna okusobola okufa okunoonya emmere. Bwe tumala okugyako ekikolo kino wansi kyetukola tuddira ettaka lino eriri ebbali ne tuliwa ku kikolo. Lwaki tukola bwe tutyo nti ettaka liba lisangiddwawo liba limaze ekigimusa kiba kiweddewo. Kati bw'oteekawo lino ettaka eriri fresh gino emirandira egiva ku kikolo kiri gijja mangu okunoonyawo ki ekiriisa ku ttaka lino lyoba ojja ebbali kubanga lino ledde ekiriisa kiba kiweddewo.
Different commercial varieties carry different qualities, although may take the same share in the market prices. This is because prices are majorly determined by the sizes. Some of the varieties on the market include Mpologoma. This is very likable for its qualities in fast growth. This variety takes about 1 year and 3 months before harvesting compared to Chibuzi, which takes about 1.5 years. Chibuzi, it is a preferred variety for farmers as it is more resistant to diseases and drought. In the market, however, Mpologoma is best preferred as it is softer and has a rich yellow color. Management on the farm goes beyond crop and plant care. It extends to having and maintaining a streamlined work structure and record keeping. Maintaining a cordial and flexible relationship with farm employees will help you manage some complicated yet manageable challenges on the farm.
This being a commercial farm, large as it is, 60 acres, management became very crucial. It is the core of this farm is not actually in the banana, it is in the way this farm is managed. To maintain this farm clean as you see it, it takes a lot of good management practices. Beyond good banana management, there's also people management, there's also resource management. I am the director of this farm. I manage this farm as a business, completely as a business. It has its own financial accounts, it has its own bank account. We have a management team here and its own staff. So I am the director of the team. I have an executive director, and this executive director is not like he bought shares into this farm, but is one of the good, honest people I found in this village. Is called Sunday. Below Sunday I have the manager, the farm manager, and then I have 2 supervisors and I have the workers. I have the team leader, I have a supervisor, I have a manager, then I have the executive director and myself, the director. I don't believe that you should always be at your farm. What I believe is that have the right people on your farm. Have the right management structure on your farm. If you have the right people, train them into doing exactly what you want. Like I've told you, I have learnt matoke on the farm, on the job. Last year we did a trip with my workers, went all the way to Isingiro just to learn how to look after matoke. But I'm telling you, we have learnt a lot and we have come from very far. So getting the right people is important, training them is very important. and putting in place a supervision structure and paying them on time?
I started in 2016. Yeah, that came after I finished university. You know, looking for jobs and all that. So farming is a good employment venture. Yeah. So I've done it since 2016. Now in 2019, those are basically like 3 years. I'm coming to my 4th year. Yes. I did real estate business management. Yeah. I came here as a realtor, property management and all that. So because you can't do farming without land. So I was about to manage this land and see how we can improve and develop it. Yes. But then I took on the supervision role, and that's how I started learning the farming process, because I came here when I didn't know anything about farming, but now I'm a professional in farming, somehow. Yes.
After 1 and 3 months on the farm, matoke will be ready to harvest. To have a longer shelf life for the commercial market, it should be harvested immediately before it starts ripening on the farm.
Kakati kino ekika kye tube twogerako eri kye kino ekika kye bayita mpologoma. Nga bwe twagambye nti mpologoma aba mulungi, akula mangu. Kyobola n'ettooke liriko linyirira. Ate tegawanvuwa nnyo. Bwe tuba tutema ettooke, tetuliva eno mabega. Lwaki tukola ekyo nti ettooke werizitibula sayidi eno bwe lutemera emabega, livaayo n'amaanyi mangi nnyo ne lyekkata ku ttaka, ne ligwa ne lisensebuka. Tutandikira wano nga tulitema ne lijja mpola mpola. Osobola n'okukwatako awo okusobola okuba nga terigwa okwonooneka. Kati era nga bwe twagambye nti bw'oba otema ettooke, ebisasiro tobiteeka ku kikolo kw'ekitooke kwennyini. Obisembezaako ebbali okusobola okwewala obuwuka obujja ku kikolo ky'ekitooke. Okutuuka okutema liba likulu era liba lyawukana ku matooke amalala okusinziira bw'oba otunuulira ettooke eriri na lino. Waliwo enjawulo eriwo nti kati lino limyukiridde ate lirina eminwe emirungi. Ne bw'oba olisazeeko liba limyufu, eritanaba kukula bw'oba olisazeeko liba lyeru munda.
On average, one person consumes 1 kilogram of matoke per day depending on the region in Uganda. This hence means the market for matoke is always readily available and never a challenge for matoke farmers. However, from experience, Samakula advises to always find market before harvesting and avoid middlemen.
So I would say, yes, it is profitable to do farming. You need to put in some good management. You need to love what you do and also look for the market. One thing I advise farmers is that if, as much as possible, sell your matoke to the urban market. If you let middlemen come and buy the matoke on the farm, you tend to lose quite a lot. I have gone that route and I decided, and I found the more profitable route was to get matoke, load it on the truck, sell it out in the city. That has been more profitable.
Now for us, we majorly focus on the wholesalers, yes, abasubuzi ba matoke, because during the harvesting period, we take the matoke to Kampala and do the distribution and supplying, yes. So we target the wholesalers and the retailers, even the final consumer. The one person who come and ask for that one bunch of matoke, you sell. So at some point we make more sales during the rainy seasons because the quality is always nice during the rains, yeah. But during the dry season, the quality isn't so nice. So in most cases, we make more profits during the rainy season and lesser profits during the dry season because matoke needs a lot of water to grow very well. And if there's no water, still you're going to make losses because you can't have nice food or a nice quality that someone can admire and buy.
This matoke which has been brought here came from this farm. The moment it comes here, we grade this matoke according to sizes. Right now, our farm doesn't have size A, but we usually have about 5 sizes. A is the biggest, followed by B, C, D, up to F. We don't have A because this farm is recovering from a drought. So what we have now, this is June, is actually not the big size. So this, we grade it into grade B, and in the market this goes for about 20,000 shillings or about 15,000. This is actually grade C, and we usually sell this for 10,000. This is grade C, this is grade B, and this is grade B. I guess you can look at the size. We consider the size of the banana and also the number of fingers on the crop that we are selling. So the same, this is also grade B, and all these are grade B. Yeah, all these matoke is the same size. So for these few matoke here, I would sell them for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The 6 grade B, I would be able to get about 15,000 times 6, which is about 90,000. And those I would sell them for 10,000 each, which gives me 20. So 20 plus 90 is about 110,000. So that's it. We grade our matoke and then we go to the market. To the young people, here is my advice. Many people have moved into the urban areas looking for work, and they are employed in very many respectable jobs, which is okay, which is very good for our country. But they have left land out in the village. Because of the population in Kampala, in the cities, it is important that somebody steps out of that crowd, goes back into the village, utilize the land which has been left vacant to produce food for the people who are in Kampala. We need to support people in Kampala find food. If we don't produce food for our friends working day and night, struggling through the thick and thin of the city, then they will become unproductive. So those who are looking for work, there is quite a lot we can do out here in the farm. Out here in the rural areas, yes, the land is there. You don't have to own land to produce matoke. Many people come here, they see the scale of this farm, 60 acres of banana plantation. They get wowed. But I'm telling you, it's very possible. How is it possible? Start with 1 acre. And the cost of putting up 1 acre, like I've said, it's all about the holes, it's all about the suckers. 350 suckers, 350 holes. Once you do that, you do the 2nd acre. And you can do 1 acre a season. Even if you are one person with your wife or with your partner, you can do 1 acre in a season. In a year we have 2 seasons, so in a year you might have 2 acres. If you have extra resources to hire more people, they can help you and you expand.
So, there you have it. If you too can utilize that small piece of land near you, you could join the food service chain feeding Africa, if not the world.